Welcome to Dragon Tales, where dragons soar, swords clash, and secrets burn beneath the Iron Throne. If you're obsessed with Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and all the hidden lore of Westeros, then you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and ring that bell icon to join our growing brotherhood of fans, because in this channel, in the Ace Song of Ice and Fire novels, Ser Arthur Dayne was a knight who had achieved legendary status by the time the events of the books take place. Dayne wielded the greatsword Dawn, a blade said to have been forged from metal from the heart of a fallen star, and bore the title of the Sword of the Morning. He is never stated to have wielded two swords, as portrayed in the TV series. He was a close friend of Prince Rhaegar Targaryen. It was Arthur Dayne who knighted Jaime Lannister as a reward for his valor at the battle against the Kingswood Brotherhood. Dayne himself slew an infamous member of the Brotherhood, a fearsome swordsman known as the Smiling Knight, in single combat. During a spectacular duel, the Smiling Knight's sword was damaged, and Dayne backed off to allow his foe to take a new weapon. The Smiling Knight remarked that he really wanted Dayne's own sword, to which Dayne replied, "Then you shall have it, sir." When the fight resumed, Dayne killed him. Jaime would remember that when Ser Arthur Dayne fought with Dawn in hand, he was unstoppable, even though the Smiling Knight was an extraordinary foe. He considered Arthur, much like the rest of the Kingsguard of his youth, to be a good man. Arthur Dayne is remembered as the greatest knight of his generation, not only in martial skill but in value and virtue as a true knight. Even Barristan Selmy, a living legend in his own right, thought that Ser Arthur surpassed himself in all respects. Sir Barristan, Jaime Lannister, and even Eddard Stark were all in awe of Ser Arthur and recall him with nothing less than complete reverence. Jaime tells Loras Tyrell, a member of the Kingsguard in the books, that Dayne could have slain all five of you with his left hand while he was taking a piss with the right. The fact that Arthur Dayne used to stand by and do nothing while the Mad King performed his atrocities did not taint his reputation at all. When Rhaegar's apparent abduction of Lyanna Stark helped provoke Robert's rebellion, he left Dayne and his fellow Kingsguard, Gerald Hightower and Oswell went, to guard Lyanna at the Tower of Joy in Dawn. After the Battle of the Trident, Eddard Stark and 6 companions arrived at the tower to rescue her, and were confronted by the 3 Kingsguard, who refused to yield. Only Eddard and his friend Howland Reed survived the battle that followed. Both Hightower, Went, and Dayne were climactically killed, but it is never explicitly stated how. Bran Stark recalled his father telling him that Dayne would have killed him if not for Howland Reed, hinting that Reed was heavily involved in Dayne's defeat. As a mark of respect, Eddard returned Dayne's famous sword to his relatives at Starfall. When asked who would win in a duel, George R.R. Martin said that if Arthur Dayne and Barristan Selmy fought with equivalent weaponry it would be a very even fight, but if Dayne was armed with his sword Dawn, he would have the advantage over Selmy. 6. House Dayne is a Dornish house, but it is not incongruent that in the TV series he does not have the Mediterranean ethnic appearance of the Martells. When the Rhoynar people migrated to Dorne, they settled primarily in the eastern river valleys, resulting in different subtypes of Dornishmen. The Martells are salty Dornishmen from the eastern coasts, with large amounts of Rhoynar blood in their ancestry. In contrast, the Danes are stony Dornishmen, whose holdings are in the Red Mountains along the western border of Dorne, and are known for having violet eyes despite not being of Valyrian descent. The Rhoynar belly settled in the more isolated mountains of the west, and thus stony Dornishmen such as the Danes are primarily the same First Men au Andal mix as the rest of Westeros.